The girl puts a handful of noodles into a frying pan, added a handful of freshly picked shiso leaves, arranged them on a plate and sprinkled some grated cheese over them. Finally, she laid out apple blossoms, still clinging to the fragrance of dew. A mouthful of this fragrant, refreshing aroma. It's as if the buds have emerged from the soil in early spring to receive a refreshing and tasty rain, basking in the soft, dense sunlight. This is Lisa's cozy country life. She couldn't stand the 9-to-5 job, so the girl went back to her remote country home, thinking she could live here without money. More importantly, she wanted to find out the truth. After her college entrance exams, why did her mother suddenly leave without saying goodbye? It was winter when Lisa first arrived here. The cold air smelled like a log cabin. Soon Lisa lit the stove and raised a trace of heat. The coldness that had taken over the house was dispelled, making it feel like home again. By this time, Lisa was also feeling a little hungry, but all she could find in the house was half a bag of flour and a layer of rice left in the rice bowl. But that wasn't too difficult for her, who had grown up on her own. Lisa went to the vegetable patch and in the snow and ice, and found a cabbage that hadn't frozen and a handful of wilted spring onions. Then he steamed the rice and boiled the cabbage. Then he sprinkled on some chopped spring onions. A simple bowl of rice and soup was ready. For a tired man, this is a delicious way to dispel the cold and fill his stomach. After eating, she lay down on the hot floor and drifted off to sleep. The next day Lisa took out the rest of the flour. He kneaded the dough and put it in a basin to rise. While she waited, she ran out into the yard to clear the snow. But even for a girl, this work left her cheeks red with fatigue. Then a lorry pulled up outside the yard. The man in the van just left a smile and went away, to Lisa's astonishment. But the most important thing now was to fill her stomach. Lisa coated last night's cabbage with a layer of batter. Then she put it into the pan and fried it until it was golden brown. The moisture of the cabbage is locked in and a light aroma of charring comes out. With a bowl of steaming noodle soup, Lisa takes a sip and feels like she's being embraced by warmth. Then the cabbage is torn into small pieces and dipped in a little vinegar. The combination of the crispy skin of the noodles and the tenderness of the cabbage makes Lisa feel incredibly satisfied. But she couldn't stop. The wood for warmth still needed to be prepared. But then a girl came to the door of the wood chopping stone. It was Ella, his childhood friend from the countryside. Their warmth and joy seemed to melt the snow. But soon Lisa couldn't smile anymore, because Ella could always find Lisa's pain and put her finger on it. Lisa was born in the big city, but when she was 4, her father became very ill. Her mother took her back to the country to recover. Soon after her father's death, they didn't go back to the big city either. Until a few days after Lisa's college entrance exams, her mother left her college expenses and never heard from her again. After graduating from college, Lisa stayed in the city to work. While working, he studied for the exam. She was so busy that he could hardly breathe. Often, he'd finish a lunch and realize it was stale. The fruits he didn't have time to eat in the fridge had gone bad. In the end, he failed the exam after a year of hard work. Like Ira said, he was trying to escape, and his 2 young friends stayed here. In the afternoon, Jack, whom he hadn't seen for a long time, came to see him. Jack brought Lisa a puppy. Lisa said he was only staying for a few days, but Jack saw right through him. It's been years since she's seen her friends again. She was going to use the flavors her mother had taught her to bring back memories of the past. First, she boiled the red beans she bought, then beat the rice into powder with a wall breaker. Pluck a few sun-dried gardenias and soak them in water. On the other hand, boil spinach leaves to make green water. And so the 2 natural coloring agents are ready. Dye the powdered rice yellow and green. Then spread it evenly on the steamer and add a layer of mashed red beans. Place the steamer in the basket and wait for a few moments. The tricolor cake is ready. With a gentle slice of the spoon, it slides off like cake. In the mouth, it's dense and sweet. Jack felt that this tasted slightly different from what Lisa's mom made. In fact, Lisa put a spoonful of salt on purpose. She was so stubborn that even her mother's cooking tasted different. While the snow was melting, Lisa decided to chop some firewood. Once the firewood was ready, Lisa decided to make a bowl of brewed rice wine. First, she sprinkled the brewing seasoning on the cooked glutinous rice. Then she added the right amount of water and stirred it well. After mixing, she poured it into a glass bottle. She seals it with a white cloth. The rice grains will slowly float up as it sits. When the fermentation is complete, pour out all the rice paste in the glass jar, strain and bottle, and you have a bottle of richly flavored rice wine. Under the dim night light, the 3 of them reminisce about their childhood, forgetting the pressure of the big city for a while, temporarily letting go of the confusion of youth and fading away the time when green returns to the earth. The spring of the recovery of all living things has also arrived. The buds on the branches gently swayed in the spring breeze. Lisa greedily breathed in the fragrance of the air breaking out of the ground. Spring is the beginning of the year and a time of preparation. Before the rains, she had to bury all the soil in the earth. When the ferns are just sprouting, she'll pick some and dry them in the sun. This will be one of the best ingredients to feel the breath of spring in autumn and winter. Then the spring rains came. The seeds that Lisa had worked so hard to plant broke through the ground. Jack's orchard is in full bloom. They'll have to pick some up at the right time. And so, a flowery pasta dish that can only be eaten in spring was born.